I read the lengthy article in the New York Times today about how Hillary is really stepping in the shit. I mean, she already has. And I got the sense from the New York Times, even though they have tacitly endorsed her, that the Times is starting to realize that this is not some Republican or right-wing or Christian asshole generated scandal. It really is a violation of the law, what she did. So the New York Times had this lengthy article today, and I was reading it, and it just got, it's like trying to run through sand in the desert. I mean, after a while, I'm just reading this and going, Jesus Christ, this, whew. So I switched over to Common Dreams, and Nadia Prupus, their staff writer for Common Dreams, managed to condense everything that's happening in about 1/5 of the verbiage that was splattered all over the New York Times. And here's the way it starts. Hillary Clinton and her top aides failed to comply with U.S. State Department policies on records by using her personal email server and account, possibly jeopardizing official secrets, an internal watchdog concluded in a long-awaited report today. Now, this is from the State Department. This is not the FBI thing. This is an internal State Department investigation. Clinton also never sought permission from the State Department's legal staff to use the server, which was located at her New York residence, a request which, if filed, and the Times said the same thing, would not have been approved. That's in the report by the State Department's Office of the Inspector General. The report says this, quote, at a minimum, Secretary Clinton should have surrendered all emails dealing with department business before leaving government service. And because she did not do so, she did not comply with the department's policies that were implemented in accordance with the Federal Records Act, end quote. This could spell big trouble for Mrs. Clinton. Now, public trust in her continues to erode while Sanders has become the more formidable candidate to run against this fucking moron Trump. I'm sorry, I use the F word, but I can't. When I see Trump, I just start thinking, there's a cascade of F words that just start falling all around me. I can't, I need an umbrella. I need an F word umbrella because, Over at Politico, a couple of writers there said the following, quote, the watchdog's findings could exact further damage to Clinton's campaign, and they provide fresh fodder for Trump, who has already said he will go after Clinton for the email scandal. He'll go after her, his word, bigly. Bigly. That's when you do something big. You do it bigly. Jesus Christ. Now, the report from the State Department's Office of Internal Investigations or whatever, that represents the latest pushback. And this case is by a nonpartisan government entity, a pushback against her campaign's claim that she did not break any rules and that her use of a private server was completely allowed. Well, some fairly well-connected government entities are calling bullshit on that one, Mrs. Clinton. Really. In fact, technology staff in the Information Resource Management Office who brought up concerns about Clinton's use of her private server were reportedly instructed not to question the arrangement. Quote, this is from the report. In one meeting, one staff member raised concerns that information sent and received on Secretary Clinton's account could contain federal records that needed to be preserved in order to satisfy federal record-keeping requirements. According to the staff member, the director of the Information Resource Management stated that the Secretary's personal system had been reviewed and approved by department legal staff, and the matter was not to be discussed any further. As previously noted, the Office of the Inspector General found no evidence that staff in the Office of the Legal Advisor reviewed or approved Secretary Clinton's personal system, end quote. So somebody was in there flinging great big shovelfuls of bullshit all around the room. Other staff members from different offices were also instructed, quote, never to speak of the Secretary's personal email system again, end quote. Or what? What would Secretary Clinton do? Beat the shit out of him, probably, or I don't know. Never speak of it again. Wow. Now, today, Clinton's campaign, somebody in the campaign was very quick to point out that the report's criticisms also extended to the State Department in general. Right. It's like, what? Yeah, I broke the window, but so did Bobby, and so did Jimmy. They broke a window, too, one time. Clinton's campaign was quick to point out that the report's criticisms also extended to the State Department in general, which the Office of the Office of the what's OIG Inspector General, the Office of the Inspector General found to be riddled with, quote, long-standing systemic weaknesses related to electronic records and communications, end quote. The findings were issued a day after a group of U.S. intelligence veterans, including William Binney, John Kiriakou, and Diane Rourke, published an open letter to President Obama urging him to expedite the forthcoming FBI report on Clinton's alleged email security violations. That letter says this, quote, the question is not whether Secretary Clinton broke the law. She did. If the laws are to be equally applied, she should face the same kind of consequences as others who have been found, often on the basis of much less convincing evidence, guilty of similar behavior, end quote. Well, I don't know about you, Truth Seeker, but goddamn, if you listen real close, I hear a noose tightening. Don't you? I mean, and it's not around Sanders' neck. No, this shit's serious. Screw the people. The Republicans. That little funky-looking guy. What's his name? I don't know, Buford Asswipe or whatever, the one that runs the Benghazi committee. What a jerkwad that guy. He's former, Attorney General of where? Arkansas, Alabama, Georgia, some goddamn place like that. That doesn't matter. He's just a geek and a freak and a jerk. Probably one of those guys that said, you sure got a purty mouth. But this other stuff. Now, you've got three former national security experts who are going on the record of saying in an open letter to the President of the United States, your Secretary of State violated the law. She is guilty. Now, this happened today.